Shinedown is a band that needs little introduction. Since the release of their platinum-selling debut album Leave a Whisper in 2003, the outfit from Jacksonville has been a juggernaut of the mainstream rock scene, selling over 10 million records and currently holding the record for most singles to ever top the mainstream rock chart with 17. Last year, Billboard even ranked the band as the #1 greatest mainstream rock artists of all time, period. A very big claim, yet you can't really say it's undeserved. These guys have proven time and time again over the years that they are one of the most consistent and reliable acts to ever do it in rock, never releasing a single that hasn't at least entered the top 5 of the mainstream rock chart. Considering the group has been releasing music for almost 20 years at this point, that's more than just impressive. So with all that being said, it comes as no surprise that whenever Shinedown announce a new album is in the works, it becomes one of the most highly anticipated rock releases of the year by default. And that has very much been the case with their 7th record, Planet Zero. Originally slated for a release in April, the album had to be delayed due to setbacks in production of the record's physical copies, with the band wanting all of their fans to be able to experience the album in their preferred format at the same time. And so, fast forward to July, Planet Zero is finally here, with one question needing to be answered: was it worth the wait? In the lead up to the album's release, lead singer Brent Smith made clear in interviews that Planet Zero would be the band's most confrontational release to date, tackling controversial topics that the outfit perhaps shied away from in the past. This direction largely stemmed from the majority of the album being crafted during 2020 and 2021, years plagued by the COVID pandemic and various uneasy circumstances surrounding it. Bassist Eric Bass further explained this focus by saying the following: "We pride ourselves in writing what we know and writing honestly. In history, it was the first time where everyone on Earth was living the same reality at the same time. We felt the need to talk about that, otherwise it would be disingenuous. The songs just presented themselves and they wrote themselves. It was a very fluid and easy process because we were all going through these moments at the same time and we wrote what we saw and what we felt." The band certainly made this thematic approach very clear with the record's chart-topping lead single and title track, which hit the airwaves back in January. Planet Zero, the song, deals with the state of modern-day society and where it might be heading, specifically targeting cancel culture and how people treat each other in general. The track and its accompanying music video act as a sort of warning for where the world could be going if we all continue acting like this, with that potential dystopian future being represented as Planet Zero.
Out here on Planet Zero, we live like no tomorrow. I think we've reached our ceiling. They're canceling your feelings.
Tackling political topics is always a risk in the music industry, but Shinedown managed to get their point across in a manner that doesn't push any listeners away, something that was very much their intention on this whole record, saying that they wanted to create an album that didn't lean towards any specific political direction, but instead was just an album for all of us. Back to the title track though, it's certainly a killer tune. Brent Smith's vocals have always been one of Shinedown's best attributes, and as always, he delivers a great performance here, especially in the more raw, aggressive verses which really embrace that classic Shinedown feel, with that slight southern rock flair and all. Moving on to the rest of the album, when looking at the tracklist, we see that Planet Zero features a total of 20 tracks, altogether clocking in at just under 49 minutes. With 7 of the songs being an intro and interludes, it is clear right off the bat that the band went for a more cinematic approach on this release. This of course isn't anything entirely new for Shinedown, as their previous record, 2018's Attention Attention, was a borderline concept album that told a full story about fighting your inner demons cover to cover. And now, while in my opinion Planet Zero doesn't quite match that album in terms of storytelling, the relatively consistent themes and aforementioned interludes do make everything feel more connected, even if the latter admittedly distract from the flow of the music at times. I'll put it like this: there is definitely a narrative to be found on Planet Zero if you look for it, but if you take away the dystopian interludes and just listen to the tracks separately, then it's not super noticeable for the most part. The record does have a very fitting conclusion, with the song What You Wanted doing a good job of neatly tying a bow on the whole journey, even if I was personally hoping for a bit more of an energetic album closer in the vein of Brilliant from Attention Attention. In any case, the album certainly starts in high gear, with the first proper track, No Sleep Tonight, being our rapid-fire opener filled with energy. With a running time of only 2.5 minutes, it's the shortest actual song on the album, but it makes great use of every second, being a real roller coaster of an opening. The bridge also features a stellar guitar solo from Zach Myers that really elevates the song to another level. It's just a super fun rocker all around, and there is a lot more where that came from throughout the rest of the track list. The high-octane America Burning, the attitude-filled The Saints of Violence and Innuendo, the rebellious anthem Army of the Underappreciated. There is definitely no lack of firepower here, and one of my personal favorites definitely has to be the badass jam Dead Don't Die, which has an epic and catchy chorus that comes at the listener with the ferocity of a truck.
The dead don't die, the heart still beats, head held high, I haunt these streets, life killed me 100,000 times, you can try, but the dead don't die, now.
It of course wouldn't be a Shinedown album without the band slowing down the tempo and tugging at the listener's heartstrings every once in a while, however. And there is definitely a lot of that on offer here as well. I'd even say that some of Planet Zero's most memorable moments happen to be slower jams. Tracks like Dysfunctional You and A Symptom of Being Human are your classic uplifting Shinedown ballads. The former dealing with being yourself even if you feel like you don't belong, while the latter is about just not being okay in general and everything around you seemingly crashing down, but that you're anything but alone in that pit, that it's okay and that it's all just a symptom of being human. Both songs aim to pick you up from the ground and make you feel better in your own skin. As always, Shinedown know exactly how to hit all the right emotional notes and do a great overall job of getting the messages across. Another ballad that I really love on this album personally is the piano-driven single Daylight. It's easily one of my favorite tracks on the record and very much a showcase of how good the band is at putting these kinds of slower tunes together. From the very first time I heard this song in the lead up to the album's release, it struck a chord with me. It's a track about that one special person in your life that gets you through the difficult times, that's always there for you, even in your worst moments. I definitely found myself relating to the subject matter hard, immediately being able to picture exactly who it's about. That person that saved my life not just once. And overall, this is just one of those songs that many can relate to. I'm sure many of us have that special person in our lives that makes us see the daylight.
You saved my life, make it all alright. When I don't feel like talking, you make sure I always see the daylight.
All in all, Planet Zero has something for every kind of Shinedown fan. There are even moments on this album that remind me of the group's somewhat polarizing Threat to Survival record, like the sarcastically toned Sure Is Fun, which has a prominent upbeat pop rock edge to it. But in the end, Planet Zero doesn't ever veer too far away from the Shinedown that we all know and love, and that is by no means a bad thing. It does introduce some fresh bits and pieces to keep it from falling flat, but overall, if you are already a fan of the band, then you'll have absolutely no trouble feeling at home when visiting Planet Zero. It's a strong and well-balanced record that utilizes all of the band members' strengths, and overall is a great addition to the group's already strong discography, that I'm sure will spawn a couple more hit singles on rock radio down the line. I definitely cannot wait to see the band live myself during the European leg of their tour in support of the record this November. Those were all of my thoughts, but what do you guys think of Shinedown's newest release? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I love to read your opinions. Also, before I close this out, I wanted to quickly thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for helping the channel reach the 500 subscriber milestone recently. While for some that might be nothing, for me it really does mean the world that there are that many people out there actually interested in my thoughts on music. And honestly, I never thought I'd get anywhere near these sort of numbers when I first started making album reviews. So I mean it. Thank you guys. For now though, that was it from me. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. My name is F.A.D. and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye.